Hello and welcome to When the Light Dies. I received this for free through Keymailer, so thanks to Keymailer, and of course thank you to the developer for, making it happen. What the... Oh, apparently I had to switch back and forth. I've only unlocked 3 characters. One of the biggest things that I've, run into that I think it's a huge problem in the game is initially you have, just a really terrible... well, you've got some absolutely awful walk speed. You can upgrade it, and I've upgraded it some, but it's still not enough to make it, I guess, more on the tolerable side. But anyway, it is a roguelike, similar to Vampire Survivors, with the whole idea being, well, we're out here in the dark and we have to survive, and the way we survive is by killing things until daylight comes. And by daylight, I mean a boss monster, which we kill with our bullets. And, overall, I would say it's a good time. And I think if, I think if the, walk speed was better, I would enjoy it a bit more, but it is so insanely slow that it just, even with a variety of upgrades, it makes it something that becomes a bit of a chore to kind of play through. Now you do get, obviously the walk speed upgrade. You can also sprint and everything, but yeah, it's kind of whatever. Now you might wonder what about this will make it different in comparison to any of the other 100 or so. It's way more than 100. Well, what makes this different compared to the other, survivors likes out there? And I don't really know exactly what to say about that. I think a big thing that makes it different is we have a short period of time. You have 6 waves you have to survive. Each one lasts about a minute and a half, so you do the math, and it's 9 minutes, 10 minutes, or something like that. You have special abilities that you can use, but they require sanity to use, and if your sanity gets too low, then the enemies become more difficult. So it doesn't really seem like it's all that useful to actually use. I don't really use any of the special abilities because if I did, I would just basically risk myself dying at a faster pace, which, obviously I'm not trying to do. One of the nice things is you don't have to kind of try to collect things. All the experience and everything comes to you. The only thing you do have to get is this inventory items. And the fire mechanic is really cool. It keeps you warm, helps restore sanity. The problem that you run into is because, unless you're actually using these special abilities, which again I don't, just because I don't know, it's not really worth it to me in the long run. Outside of the flamethrower, and even then, not really. Because of that, we just don't really have, a lot of, I guess, really cool weapon upgrades. So, I'm using the shotgun because I do find it to be probably the best of the weapons I've unlocked so far, but I feel as though there should probably be, I don't know, something that makes, I don't know, like, it makes it a little bit more interesting to use certain things. Like, I don't really use a lot of any of the special abilities I get because, again, like, I find the concept of risking my stamina, not my stamina, but my sanity to just not be worth it at all. Like, I mean, these enemies could very quickly overpower you and ruin your day if you allowed them to. And I haven't figured out like the best way to kind of do stuff. I mean, if you move around and you like look around at all these like different chests and stuff, you're more likely to find the oil for your lanterns and everything, which is obviously a good idea to have. And the more things you kill, you know, really the better off you'll be. Like, I would like to actually start this fire, but these mice are really not allowing me to do so. What was damaging me? I don't know. Alright, let's see. Bring our temperature back up. And we'll just wait a little bit, and then I'll go to these other chests. But yeah, I mean, like, overall, like, I've been having a pretty decent time. These blizzard elements are cool. You gotta just kind of be by fire. Otherwise, you're gonna lose it. If you have the proper items, you'll be okay, but it's just who knows what you're going to have. No. I mean, ultimately, like, I don't know that I would make, like, a really long video for this. It is an enjoyable title, but it definitely feels a little bit like a time sink. And, at this time, I know I don't have, like, a huge amount of time to sink into this. Mostly because I got, like, other games that I want to play, and, you know, I'm gonna do that. But I mean, I am glad to have tried this. I'm glad to show this off and tell people that I think it's totally worth it. I think it's on sale even. I don't know, it all depends on when you watch the video, so it's always strange to say, hey, this game's on sale, because it may not be on sale anymore. And I think the volume is gonna be too loud really to like really hear me, but it's not really a big loss, I don't think. close to the boss, who will come and then I will kill them with my bullets. And the boss fights are just like, you know, smaller enemies but bigger. There's not really any kind of major attack pattern that I've seen that I would feel is really important enough to really talk about. Like, I mean, it has like some attacks that are, depending on the boss that you're fighting, they have some cool attacks, but for the most part, they're a kind of pretty basic enemy, just really, you know, much larger. Alright, those guys all died, and after you kill, like, the boss, you get to go on to another level if you want to. Or you just, go back to the main menu, you get to look at all the stuff that you've done, which, you know, this cool stats, it gives you a pretty decent amount of information, but none of it really seems to matter, I guess. I haven't finished this stage. Every time I do it, I end up dying. Let's see. We don't need that book. Looks like enemies will probably be here. And so this area, just like the same thing, whatever. But anyway, this area is going to have like some different set of enemies and some familiar ones. And we just kind of rinse and repeat and do the same thing. The boss for this stage is a bit more interesting. That's kind of a waste of my sanity. I forgot to turn off the capture of Steam notifications. My bad. Well, now you know the achievement I got. Good for me. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Look at that. Went black for a second, but we fixed it. One thing I didn't, I gotta change the music a little bit. It doesn't seem to do much, like it doesn't seem to be all that effective. But one of the things, like I forgot to mention, is the way that the, I don't need any of these. But the way that it works for your permanent upgrades is, you know, it's pretty similar to a lot of games. That are similar in nature, but I think the biggest thing that sets it apart is the amount of, I don't know what you call it, the, I don't know, the upgrade stuff, souls, parts, or whatever it is. The way that you get, or how many you get, is going to be entirely dependent on how long you survive. So, you know, it definitely encourages you to do as well as you can and try to, like, play through it. Play for as long as you can, because every wave gives you some more hearts, and of course completing an actual 6 waves and a boss gets you even more. And doing these things are going to be kind of requirements to also unlock characters. There's different things you have to use, or certain things you have to do in order to get it. I don't know that I like that. I don't really care for that particular aspect, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that particular thing. Ooh, an apple. Huzzah. I always like to try to keep at least, just at least one oil lamp with me. So I'm gonna get to these other chests and whatnot. You know, I've been wondering, like, I don't really know, like, how's the proper way for me to, like, make videos about these kinds of games? Because these are the kind of games that, I would say for the most part, in order to really fully experience them, you've got to sink a lot of time into them. Like, and I mean, hours upon hours, because it's how long it takes to really unlock everything. Sweet. We'll take this, actually. I feel like this is, a better choice. Yeah, whatever. Let's see if I can't get another oil lamp in time. That's gonna be a big maybe. Maybe in a little bit of a pickle. A dilemma, if you shall. You ever think about, like, Willy Wonka and the whole thing that he was doing? I feel like Willy Wonka was this serial killer that really just hated children. But then when you think about it, like, none of the children actually died, I believe. I think they all survived somehow. I don't know how. It doesn't actually make much in the way of sense. But, alright, we gotta eat the apple. Take the other lantern. And find some fire to warm our stinky butts up. I don't know why I keep taking that active ability cooldown, because I don't use those. I mean, so it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not an actual helpful passive upgrade. This is perhaps going to be a close scenario. Because the boss is coming and I didn't really find like another fire anywhere. Alright, we got one way down here. Because that's what I need. But I have, like, enough, I think, like, whiskey and stuff to increase my health or the temperature. Like, I'm not too worried about that, but this boss, the last time I fought him, did take a very large chunk of damage. To the point that, like, I never killed him. I gave up because I was like, this is taking far too long. It's a shame the light doesn't actually, I don't know, increase the damage done to the enemies. Alright, I have to hope one of these buckets actually has the some lamp oil. Otherwise, I'm in a little bit of a pickle. Because I'm almost out of, like, stamina, which I don't really need a whole bunch of right now, but it is a little bit of a concern. There we go. Now we'll take our time a little bit to get up here. He'll catch up, but not a big deal. Not too worrisome. I'm actually surprised. I feel like I might actually defeat the boss this time. I guess it all depends on how long it takes him to catch up. He doesn't have legs. And then I just have to hope that the fire holds out long enough for me to actually kill him. I think it will, like, to be honest, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's gonna get a little stronger, but from what I've understood from previous encounters, it's not so much damage, or they don't become more spongy, they just, you know, they're stronger, so... And he was almost dead, and then I died because I made a terrible mistake. So anyway, that's the gist, that's the game. And then, of course, there's the upgrades that you can do. The upgrade tree is pretty cool. I haven't really done anything with these packs. I don't really know what they do. They don't give you enough information to make me feel like this is actually going to be like a good choice to do. So I haven't done it. We'll do it now. I don't know. I still don't know what it does. But anyway, you can make some various upgrades. The upgrade trees are actually pretty decent. I do think the pricing is a little bit kind of jacked up. So, like, as an example, to try to get your walk speed to go better, it's expensive as crap, man. Like, it shouldn't be that expensive, considering walking is, like, one of the major things that kind of happens in the game. So it's just, there's certain aspects that I feel like the game is definitely designed in a way to be a bit of a time sink to try to get you to kind of, like, I guess, spend more time playing, which I completely understand. There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of like how things are supposed to go. But at the same time, it's just not something that's, super wonderful. For me, I think. But as you complete various things, we get to unlock, like, a lot of stuff, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, picking this is like kind of like you gotta be careful. Like, what kind of upgrade is gonna actually make you survive longer? I thought, like, putting a bunch of stuff into my, to damaging my, like my bullet damage and stuff like that, and it really hasn't made much of a difference that I can tell. So it mostly just seems like what I should be doing is increasing the walk speed so that I can actually outrun all the enemies, but then that doesn't feel right. So anyway, I'm just gonna put it into, like, I guess, my experience gain. And then passive health. So anyway, there you go. That's like the general gist of it. Looks like we unlocked another character. Although they all look about the same, don't they? They just, like, they have mustaches and different mustaches. So it's It's kind of a strange choice. We do have other weapons. I've unlocked the Gatling gun. They're all just, you know, money based. They do have some cool choices, but the shotgun so far has been pretty satisfying. So I haven't really tried to kind of get anything else at this time. So I'm not going to go through another round. I figured this is actually enough to give you a good idea of what the game is like and show it off. So when the light dies, well, I guess we all die. That's what happens. The link is in the description. I encourage you to give it a look if you like it. Wishlist it if you're, you know, on the fence and stuff. Well, just wait till it's on sale. I mean, it's technically on sale right now. It's 25% off until the 4th of November, part of the Steam Scream Fest. So, just FYI. Anyway, the end. Goodbye.